What's up, everybody? Destin Legary here, and I am at Bungie today checking out a strike mission with James Tsai.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today, James?
I'm doing great, thanks.
So what are we going to do here?
So this is the Devils Lair strike in Old Russia. This is our 3-player cooperative match-made experience where you will fight a bunch of fallen baddies and you'll take down some bosses. So we're going to look at some of the experiences, some of the encounters here, and give you some strategies to get through them. You know, we're going to start it up here by scanning this machine with the ghost, and one of the first things we'll do is take up the high ground up here. And you'll see that there's a balcony right behind you, so you can hop up here with your movement mode and get up here. There's a little bit of cover. You can see Marty's taking up position with the sniper rifle, and he's protected. And across the way, you're going to see the Fallen start coming in. These snipers back here that I'm looking at, these guys are critical to take down. They're going to become tougher and tougher as the encounter goes on, and they'll suppress you all day long. So you want to bring those guys down in a hurry. We're fighting a few shanks here, and these guys are pretty important to not let them bunch up for very long because they'll lay down a lot of fire on you. Usually a single grenade, void grenade, will take them out pretty quickly. This captain, he tends to hang back here, and you can generally let him just hold that point until you're ready to deal with him. This next wave is, it's a big collision of both Fallen and Hive combatants. Mm-hmm. And if you've been following our story, you know that these two groups don't get along all that well. Not a whole lot of people in Destiny do. So one of the things you can do is let the combatants kind of fight it out with each other a little bit. Mm-hmm. You can take advantage of some of the chaos. You can see here in my wonderful death screen, you can see the wizard actually fighting the captain here and there. And that distraction, is something that you should totally take advantage of.
Just let them duke it out.
Yeah, let them duke it out.
And then clean up the mess afterwards?
Yeah. You're going to have to fight. They're going to notice you. They're going to engage you. But sometimes if you can, kite one enemy right past another, they'll get distracted. They'll be able to, take advantage of the reprioritization of that target and maybe get to cover and recover some of your health.
The lair is up ahead, under that colony ship, just on the other side of all those devils.
So this area is something that we affectionately call the blast inside, and this is an old part of the Cosmodrome where, you can see there were some old fuel pipelines here that blew up, and there's this nice huge crater in front of this Devil Walker tank that I'm looking at in the distance. Now this thing has a huge turret on top that can pretty much take you out with a single shot, and it'll give you a little bit of a tell beforehand because you'll see his tracking laser come in. He's also got this other secondary turret that's firing the more sporadic blue shots. Those things are pretty dangerous too. I really like this environment because it uses kind of like the change in elevation a lot differently than some of the other fights you'll have with other spider tanks in the game. So one of the first things you want to do is take out these scattered pockets of Fallen around, and that'll help give you more options, around the battlefield. As you'll find all kinds of great little spots to take cover and stuff, but you kind of got to claim them from the Fallen defenders first.
One spot I really like, you can see me over here dancing, is this corner over here, because you can kind of leave the Fallen for ammunition if you need it later. And then you peek around this corner and you can kind of just take out the legs and run away when he does the big turret at you.
There's a sniper up here. You can see that little vandal in the corner. Mm-hmm. He will give you a lot of trouble if you're over on this side of the field where I'm at here. So it's kind of important to start targeting him and take him out.
Okay.
He's kind of distracted by you at the moment.
Good. He can worry about me.
Yeah, and so you can see here we've got shanks and drags over on what I call the left side of the field, as if you're facing the spider tank. So now that we've taken down some of the Fallen in the area and we're actually looking at the tank, he's most vulnerable on his legs. And actually when I do damage to those, you see the damage numbers coming up, and it's giving me the critical damage. I'm doing 44 damage to each leg as I hit them right now, as opposed to when I shoot the body and I'm only doing 8. So his legs are the most vulnerable part, and if you can focus on one leg and actually blow the armor off, you'll send the tank into a critical state for a few seconds where he'll expose his core, and then he's really vulnerable in that core, which is right under that red armored sheath in the front. And so here he's in that state I told you about where his core is exposed, so you can see now I'm doing even more damage with that same rifle.
So it's rocket launcher time.
Yep, it's rocket launcher, it's everything you got. So now that we've taken down the spider tank, we're gonna head up through this door into the lair of Sepix Prime. And this guy is one of the really bad servitors that the Fallen have down here on Earth.
Okay, I noticed there's a lot of dead bodies.
Yeah,
Bones.
he's a creepy guy. You know, interesting story about when we were designing the space is that we just wanted to make it creepier and creepier, you know, so we added more and more bones and, you know, these darker lights and stuff as you run through. And it went from, you know, feeling just like this abandoned industrial space to like this really kind of like haunted lair.
And there he is, he's powering up. There's a bunch of Fallen hanging out around him. What do you have to do right away to get him into an attack state?
So, you know, right now he's, you know, you can see him sucking in all these souls into his core right now. He's shielded, and so he's not going to take any damage until you really piss him off and you know, kill all his followers around here. So that's what we're doing right now. You'll want to stay behind cover. You know, obviously when he's shooting these large projectiles at you. He actually has several different stages of behavior. And so right now, this is the first stage where he's just shooting at us. And then when you do enough damage to him, you'll see he teleports back and he'll lift up, kind of go into an Overwatch mode. And this is when his reinforcements start coming out. And this little stairwell that I'm in on the side back here.
Where I'm going to run to.
Yeah, this is actually a good spot. He can still hit you through the window if you're not careful. But when you get into shield trouble, this is a good spot to run in and recover.
Can anybody spawn on you in that spot?
You know, you can, there is a reinforcement door right here that you'll have to keep an eye on. But generally speaking, you're gonna be in a lot more trouble if you stay out here, if you're in, you know, pretty bad state. So run in that stairwell to recover. It's a good spot. I would stay away from this, from the hallway in which you come in, because you can sometimes get hit in the back by some enemies that might come up in that area too. Okay. And there's a whole underneath level down here that you can run to. And this is a great space to kind of hide when the dropship comes in. And it's actually kind of important because the added Fallen that come in will actually run up and use this level and then these staircases. So if you can thin them out before they get upstairs, that's a really helpful thing for your buddies. So that's how you take out Sepix Prime. You really want to focus on his critical spot, which is just the eye kind of area in the center of his face. You want to use both levels of the environment to kind of put some cover between you and his large shots, and you want to watch out for the ads that tend to run down these wings en masse. You know, they tend to clump up, and you know, you can hit them with a grenade or a nice well-timed super to generate some orbs and clear out a little breathing room for you and your teammate.
Cool. All right, well, thank you, James, for showing us the strike mission. And for more on Destiny, you're already in the right place. IGN.